You know you did damage when you get the big bag and it's full. Hello you guys, my name is Savannah. Welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if this is your first video of mine you're seeing. I'm messing around again with my little mic today. This time it's clipped on my shirt because I didn't like the way I was like moving it around all over the place last time. So hopefully this is good. But yeah, for today's video, I have a book haul to share with you guys because I have accumulated quite a few books recently. If you didn't already know, I previously worked at a bookstore. Yesterday was actually my very last day working there. I'm starting a new job next week, so that's very exciting. But with leaving my job at the bookstore came also leaving my 50% off book discount. So side note, if you ever thought I bought a lot of books previously, it's because I was getting them 50% off. However, I don't have that discount anymore. So after this haul, I'm kind of gonna be cut off for the rest of the year, I think. There are definitely a few more things coming out that I'm gonna wanna buy, but I'm definitely going to be dialing it back. But with all of that being said, this is a haul of some things that I bought on my last few days working at the bookstore. I also have a Fairy Loot book to unbox, an ARC to share with you guys, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. I feel like we should start off with unboxing my latest Fairy Loot book because this is the only one that's not in my big bag over there. I have the YA Fantasy monthly subscription that just comes with the book. I started this subscription, I think in like March or April, and I'm not gonna lie, I have not been too excited with the books I've received. So I'm kind of thinking about canceling my subscription, but I have this fear that as soon as I cancel it, there's gonna be a book that I really want, but I don't know, it might be time to start saving money and cancel the subscription. However, I think this is my August box. I don't think my September one has come yet. And if this is what I think it is, I'm actually excited about this one. So let's see. You always get a little card with info about the book on it. Yay! Okay, so August 2025, the theme is Behind the Veil, and the book is Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. At a hidden academy on the edge of the afterlife, 6 students enter a high-stakes competition. With a deadly ambition, tangled relationships, and secret motives at play, the cost of winning may be worse than losing. I've heard that this kind of gives Atlas 6 vibes with the 6 students involved, but let's see the book. This looks perfect for the fall time. On the back, it says, 6 rivals, 1 victor. Eternity is only the beginning. These are the sprayed edges. My gosh, I feel like I need to read this in October. Character art on the inside is giving dark academia. Look at this. Wait, I'm really excited about this one. Okay, so I'm glad I haven't canceled my Fairy Loot subscription yet, but we'll see how much longer I keep it. Okay, this is where it gets real. You know you did damage when you get the big bag and it's full. Okay, that's really heavy. The first book, I'm just gonna be grabbing from this bag randomly. The first one that I grabbed is Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I am so excited to read this book. From what I've heard, it gives Fourth Wing vibes, but instead of dragons, there's wolves, which just sounds so cool. Okay, elite warriors who form mental links with the massive, vicious dire wolves they ride. So they bond with wolves, like in Fourth Wing, they bond with dragons. The bonded live in luxury, while Marin struggles to keep her family out of poverty, and when her little sister Selah is kidnapped, stolen across the border by the immortal monsters her country has spent centuries fighting, Marin's world falls apart. Okay, so Marin is desperate to save her sister, so she enlists in the army, and when you enlist in the army, you have to go through the trials to bond with the wolves. So it looks like that's what this book is gonna be about. It's the first in what's to be a series. I don't know how many more are to come, but I've seen so many people on BookTube really love this one, and it's one of those tall floppy paperbacks which are just such a good reading experience. So excited about this one. Okay, I got Babel by R.F. Kuang. I've been hearing so much about Catabasis since that one just came out, but I've not yet read a book by R.F. Kuang yet, and I felt like I wanted to read one of her older ones before I read her newest release, so that's why I picked up Babel. I honestly do not know much about the plot of this one. All I know is that it's dark academia and has commentary on colonialism. Let's read the back. Okay, so our main character enrolls in Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, also known as Babel. It's the world's center for translation and, more importantly, magic. Okay, so Robin's met with this issue where they believe Oxford is a utopia dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge, but their work is also serving the Empire's quest for colonization. Can powerful institutions be changed from within, or does revolution always require violence? Wow, that last sentence makes me think this might be a kind of timely read. I'm really excited to get to this one too. Now for something entirely different, this is Wild Card by Elsie Silver, the latest and last book in her Rose Hill series. I have actually started this one on my Kindle because all of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm actually really enjoying it so far. I think it's gonna be my favorite in this series. It'll be included in a reading vlog soon, so stay tuned for that. If you don't know anything about Elsie Silver, she writes small town and cowboy romances. She has a really popular series called the Chestnut Springs series. That one has 5 interconnected standalones. This is her latest series and has 4 interconnected standalones that take place in the same universe as Chestnut Springs, but they take place in a different town. Also, this entire series has the single dad trope, which is so funny. That's not something that I ever thought that I would reach for, but Elsie Silver's writing is just so easy to read, so easy to fly through, and it's honestly really cozy to me. I'm enjoying that one, and I'm excited to have a little trophy to put on my shelf because all the little mountains on the spines line up with that series, and this is gonna be the last one that's gonna complete the picture. All right, the next book I have in here, I actually grabbed for my mom. I already have my own copy of Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, but my mom is also a big fan of her books. So I thought it'd be kind of fun for us to buddy read this one, and it's almost her birthday. So Mom, if you're watching this, I just spoiled part of your birthday present. Sorry. But I want to read this with you. Anyways, in this one, the main character is fighting to become one of the first female astronauts. It takes place in the 80s. As someone who loves 80s music and just the overall vibes of the 80s, I think I'm really gonna enjoy this setting. I'm not a huge historical fiction girly, but the way Taylor Jenkins Reid does historical fiction, I love. Maybe it's because her books don't go that far back in time, but I've seen a lot of 5-star reviews for this one, and I've heard a lot of people say that it made them cry, so I can't wait to see what my mom and I think of it. Okay, these next 2 books go hand in hand because they are a duology. This is One Dark Window and Two Twisted This is One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. And I did something that I don't normally do here. Normally I would not buy the second book in a series until I've completed the first book in the series and know that I enjoy it. But I just have such a strong feeling that I'm gonna love this series that I went ahead and bought both while I still had my discount. I have a feeling I'm really gonna like these because one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. And a lot of people said that if I loved that one, I would also love this duology. I've heard that the magic system in this book is really unique. I think in their world, the magic comes from like a deck of tarot cards or a deck of cards that's kind of like tarot cards. Our main character, Elspeth, also has a monster in her head that she calls Nightmare. So I'm intrigued to read more about that and see if that is a symbol for something. But I absolutely adored Rachel Gillig's writing in The Night and the Moth. I thought it was so effortlessly funny, atmospheric, and beautiful. So I really think I'm gonna love these books too. We have another general fiction book here. This is Buckeye by Patrick Ryan. This is actually an ARC copy, but this book is out now. It came out on September 2nd. I snagged this ARC at the bookstore because so many customers were actually telling me that this book was so good or that they were so excited to read this book. So naturally I was intrigued. And I know I just said that I'm not a huge historical fiction girly, but every once in a while I dip my toe into the historical fiction genre when it sounds interesting to me, and this one does sound very interesting to me. It follows 2 families over a large span of time before and after World War II, and both of those families are in the Midwest. I think they're in Ohio. I think there's secrets, mystery, family dynamics. I imagine that it's going to be quite emotional too since it's taking place during World War II. Buckeye captures the universal longing for love and for goodness. Aww. And hey, I don't often read male authors, so this will be a good opportunity to do so. Okay, the last thing that I have in my bag is actually not a book. It's a new journal. Whenever I'm entering a new era of my life, I feel like I need a new journal. Kind of a toxic trait, I know, but because one chapter is closing and another one is opening, I just love having a fresh journal to keep all my thoughts in. So let's open this one. I spent a really long time picking the one that I wanted, but I just ended up getting this pink one. I don't even know what this brand is. A writing journal that exudes a breath of fresh air. That's perfect for my current circumstances. Oh my gosh, it's produced in Florence, Italy, and that's where my parents are right now. What a coincidence. It also has a little yellow page marker, which I think is really cute with the pink. And yeah, it's lined, so I think I'm just gonna use this one for my mind dumps. and then continue to do my junk journaling and like my reading journaling in journals that are blank rather than lined. All right, besties, I'm not sure how many books that was. It felt like a lot, but those are all of the books that I have bought recently, the books that I got with my final use of my employee discount. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this book haul. If you'd like to see me reading some of these books, definitely subscribe because they'll be in upcoming reading vlogs. And I'll see you next time. Bye.